Nigga about to cook these, nigga go to Ramsey, nigga I'm chefing. Peso ran off with his bitch, now we salty like some maps and gunsling. Odds a lot, then we really in the west. And I stupid, cast the from the fucking Smith.
How's it going, guys? DJ PRS here, back again with another episode of the Weapon of Choice podcast, what we like to call the Downhill Saga. This is the fifth interview we're doing now, because we did Kez twice, but in the Downhill server, there's this point now where I just grab... God
No, you got to stay muted, man.
It's good. Okay, so, in the Downhill server, it's to this point now where I just got to start tagging people and being like, hey, who the fuck wants to be interviewed? And then I'll get about a handful of messages, but luckily this person here was able to hit me up and be like, yo, I am down. So if we can get this down, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Nevah. What's going on, my man?
Doing good, man. Appreciate you having me, man. But yeah, Downhill's very own Nevah. You feel me?
Shit. So if nobody's actually ever listened to Nevah, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. But real quick, Kyle, roll the clip.
It's about time a real shooter took his mask off. Every shot I take, bitch, I call it like a damn boss. 4 shots, leave him in the red, take this damn loss. My grenade was supposed to hit your bro, but that's my damn fault. Fuck it, you gon' take the L. Sitting in that cell, did me very well. Never why the fuck you so damn modest, to be honest. I'm the nicest, ain't no other way around it. Lay bang, nigga, as I breathe, all my enemies fall straight to their knees. All that fake shit was seized. Guillotine flow, that just means I met these niggas next. I'm a marine flow, waviest nigga on any deck.
So, Nevah, thank you so much for joining us today, my man. Yeah, so let's just get into it, man. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Easy. I'm from Detroit, born and raised on the east side. I've been living in Detroit for a while now. I've been going back and forth from different cities doing music and things of that nature throughout my past 30 years of existence. And I got to say, honestly, this whole journey of doing music and experiencing a lot of different sounds has been kind of crazy for me, based on my life and everything and the things that I've been through. But yeah, I'm from Detroit. I'm 30 years old. I've been doing music pretty much for 12, 13-ish years now. Pretty much, I'm one of those type of guys where if I have a feeling that I want to do a track a certain way, I'm going to make sure that track is done the correct way that I want it to be. So every time you hear a song from me, you are going to hear what I've imagined in my head. So best believe my music is very unorthodox or street worthy and a little bit of trap and a little bit of fun at the same time. So I'm a gamer. I've been gaming pretty much my whole entire life. I love games. It's pretty much one of my biggest inspirations while making music. Alongside that, I like track too. I'm also I used to be in track in high school, did that a lot. And I just whatever comes to my mind that I want to do, I just experience it and try to get as much experience as I can with that. And use it in my music as much as possible. So that's pretty much me, man. I'm not really somebody that has like a roundabout, life or anything like that. I'm pretty, easy to understand. So that's pretty much how I live my life, with peace of mind at the end of the day, So that's pretty much me.
That's the best way, I guess, to put it, man. Like what I usually do before I interview people, I like to do like a quick dive into, the music and stuff. And, you did send me a couple of things on Spotify. And I noticed, mostly in your cover work, for the 3 things that you do have on Spotify, there are 3 completely different art styles, I have to say. So I did see one thing, and maybe you can kind of give me a little deep dive into it. So you, in your mixtape, which was Never Was the Same, right? You have just like this whole thing of like kind of like the sewer rat type situation. You have like all like the dirty stuff in the background, and then you have your single track, which is Virtuoso 2. Is and maybe just because I've been on on a little bit of an anime kick for a hot minute. Is that like a custom made mask, or is that the mask from like Legend of Korra?
Actually, it's a mask from a League of Legends character named Jin.
Oh, that is Jin's mask. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's Jin's
Okay.
mask. And
Oh,
actually, the other project, Whisper, I actually have the mask on. And I
holy
honestly
fuck.
embody what Jin Jin's personality pretty much is in both Virtuoso 1 and Virtuoso 2. Actually, if you think about it, Virtuoso is actually Jin's title in League of Legends. And once I realized what Virtuoso was and what it meant, I pretty much embodied that term or that word into my music now. So whenever you hear anything with like Jin related or a virtuoso bar, it's pretty much a League of Legends reference for the most part.
That's fine. That's fine. See, like
Hmm.
for like I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, I was going through different masks. I was like, okay, that looks like one of the masks from like Skyrim. I thought it was the Bloodbender, and I was like, wait, no. I'm like, I've seen the mask before. And the moment you just said
Hmm.
Jin, it just popped into me. And the dude, lanky dude with the guns, he was just rolling around, chilling. I'm like, look, okay, cool.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so you said you've been doing this for a hot minute now. Um, now for the years that you've been doing music, how long have you actually been like releasing your tracks and getting like I want to say like a fan base, but just getting notoriety around like the people in your community? Like how long have you been doing that, or was it more just like school friends and then you're like, okay, maybe I'll drop something here and there?
I want to say so. The first 2 years that I actually started doing music was around 2008. No, 2009. That's
Okay,
when I actually decided to figure out what type of music, what type of brand that I want to label myself as, and research a little bit, pretty much how um, to get like a fan base and how to get it going.
okay,
That was the whole learning curve for me, and even to this day, I'm still um learning new things about all of those subjects. And I'm just one of those type of people where whenever I have a certain type of vibe to whatever music that I want to create for this time period or the next,
hmm,
I like to go ahead and research all of the things around it. So that way, when I do it, I execute it exactly how it's supposed to be and not just like my own creation, even though it is my own creation. But it's just, I want to make sure that the foundation and the blueprint stays the same with however else, people are working with. So during 2008, 2009, and 2010, I was pretty much just making random music, trying to figure out what style fits best for me, um, figure out what I wanted to do with the music, if I wanted to be in a group or anything like that. And a lot of my friends and a lot of my family that recommended me different songs that I made it, and they wanted me to continue on with that type of style. I pretty much did for a while, and I thank Natsu Fuji for producing a lot of the beats that he made during that time for me to rap on, because it pretty much gave me an idea of my image pretty much and how I wanted to brand myself. So during that time, I would go to different states, getting into different type of competitions with a company called Coast to Coast. And during those times, I was figuring out how to do stage presence and things of that nature. So that way, whenever I do get on stage and I perform in front of large crowds, I will have that experience already. I learn what type of crowd listens to what type of music,
okay,
and I figure my crowd that the crowd that I attract is pretty much the crowd that likes real music, like real stories, like a real atmosphere to the music they're listening to. They want to hear like real, like they want to hear bars, of course, because I feel like bars is definitely important, but I want to hear something that um embodies like your real, like what you've been through, what stories can you tell from your life that you can incorporate in an imaginary way. And a lot of my fan base loves that. And that's what I run off of. That's like pretty much who Nevah is. I'm just a guy who spits real shit about real things that I've experienced. And I just go along with that. I think that's pretty much. I think that if you pick that or pick a certain role to roll with, and you want to, just gather people around, it will come naturally. But you also have to be able to um, reach out to people that fit that criteria. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that way it's not like you're bringing a whole new vibe to somebody else's, what I'm saying, like group or community and things of that nature. So a lot of people that I've worked with during, like, I want to say like around 2010 and 2015 was pretty much um, uh, the nerdcore producers and people who make video game beats and things of that nature. Shout out Odwin, shout out Nasa Fuji, shout out God, I forgot his name. I know he's gonna kill me because I can't remember his name right now, but Chop God Louie. Chop
Okay.
God Louie. And pretty much anybody that was part of Fuji Squad when that whole mood was going on. Um, and people that associated with them, I pretty much rocked with. So even though I wasn't like in their communities as much, I was just one of those guys that would just like hear a beat rap off of it, and then they would just be like, okay, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. This is a different image of what I made this beat for, but it actually fits, and I like that. So I got a lot of people telling me that the road that I'm going on is actually the right way, and to continue going on and not be afraid of experimenting with things of that nature. So, um, yeah, that's been pretty much it. I think that's like how I wanted my music to show, and I wanted this music to actually affect a certain type of crowd, and that crowd is the people who likes to hear organic but fun and storytelling music, and that's my thing.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. And from what you're telling me, and it's a mind you, when I say this as like a compliment. But you at that time, you took all those opportunities up to perfect your craft because, in that sense, the way how you explain now, like anything that you release, it's what you consider to be street worthy and playable. So you are a perfectionist to a T to make sure that you know that you can listen to it and have high replayable value, as well as other people can go, you know what, no, play that shit again. I want it on repeat, shuffle whatever you're working on, and just keep going.
Hmm.
And
Exactly.
and it's kind of funny, right? Because um I I listen to a lot of different music, and what I tend to do is, everybody always has a mood. When you're feeling certain sort
Hmm.
of way, you listen to these artists. When you're feeling hype, you listen to these artists. Or, something pops in your head. You know what? I haven't listened to such and such in a long time. Play the whole discography. And for
Hmm.
right now, I've been listening to a lot of Detroit/Michigan based rappers. And I just finished listening to a podcast that had Danny Brown. And
Hmm.
Danny said something that you literally just repeated, and I thought was crazy. Was he learned after a while that the music that he was rapping, and the air quote stories that he was telling attracted a very very specific wild ass crowd.
Hmm.
And he stated, he goes, I realize if I keep talking about, X amount of things, I'm only going to have weird, creepy ass dudes at my events and no females because the females feel creeped out going to my events. He goes,
Exactly.
so I had to redo my whole shit so that I had a diverse crowd. And he said after a while, he goes, I stopped rapping about that, but my stories were still there, and my flow was never changed. And now I'm thinking about it after listening to a handful of your tracks, like we talked about before I started recording, was how you had Virtuoso 1 and then 2, and you played off back and forth, different beat, but still the same flow and melody that worked with it. And at the time, I was like, yo, like I could easily play each track back and forth and not feel like, oh, yo, you sound completely different from set track to set track. So
Mm-hmm.
that like it makes a whole bunch of sense. And if
Yeah.
anybody that didn't skip the music part of this, which I hope not, because this is a music interview for a podcast, you can clearly state that the 3 different songs that were played, they were all different but the same. So,
Exactly.
always, like I said, go check out the Spotify list down below. Listen to his shit. But I do have to ask. I have a question with a follow up question.
Okay.
So you talked about how you worked with and around a certain group from 09 to 15 or 10 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
Now during the pandemic, I know a lot of people, they couldn't go nowhere, so they did was work on music and listen to different beats and stuff like that. How many unfinished projects do you have that that might never see the day, but you play those to the people around you?
Oh man. Well, the answer to the second question, the projects that I do have, that's like in the vault right now.
Uh huh.
I haven't had anybody listen to it because, for one, a lot of the material that I used during the times that I made those tracks are a little bit outdated, and I want to update them
Okay.
to a certain degree so that way they can be at least up to date to people's listening knowledge. Because I don't want to say anything that happened in the past to an extent where they think it's current. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, um, as far as how many I have in the vault right now, I think I have probably over like maybe at the studio. I think I have a folder. I have 2 folders. One folder has over 50 mixtapes, which is probably plus 8 songs each. And
God
then
damn.
I think the second folder has like over maybe 75 tracks, I think 75, 76 tracks
Uh huh.
that are all unreleased, by the way.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been working. I've been working on figuring out a way to incorporate that into later projects so that way I can have some of those songs from the past like come to life in today's time, but they definitely need to be updated at least, so that way it can still be relevant to today's time. But I will, one day for sure, maybe not as soon as people may think, but I will have those tracks released once they are finished, and I'm pretty sure probably by the end of maybe next year, maybe 20% of them will be dropped. Who knows? I don't know. Depending on how I'm feeling and depending on how many new songs the fans want to hear, and depending on the listening taste and things of that nature, I might drop even more. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was because when I interviewed Los last, I asked him the same question, and that dude told me he had about almost 3 terabytes worth of unreleased tracks that he's never gonna release because he thinks they're ass now. And and I want to follow up that question with you. Like, do you? Because you say stuff that's outdated that you don't want people to think of the now.
Hmm.
Do you? Did you ever have that feeling of like you spent hours in the studio, days even, and you sit there and you're like, I spent all this time on this work, and I don't fuck with it.
Ooh, yeah, I think every artist uh goes through that moment once in their career. I feel like if you're taking the art and the craft seriously, you're gonna have moments where you think that a certain song is not going to be as successful as you think it may be. Um, Prime example, I dropped a song 2 years ago called Dip, um, produced by Parlo, by the way. Shout out to Pario. Oh, Pario, excuse me. And when I dropped it, it was pretty much just a song to drop because I haven't dropped in a few years before then because I was going through a lot of family issues and things of
Okay,
that nature. And I had to take care of family first because
of
that's
course.
one thing I, handle first. So once I was able to actually get back into the grind and the music, I dropped a song called Dip, and I wasn't expecting it to like get as many views or many likes or anything like that. I just dropped it just to drop it, and a lot of people love that song. That was just one of those songs where I was just having fun. I didn't have any expectations of people saying, "Yo, we fucking love this." You know what I'm saying? I need you to drop more music like this. You know, and I say that to say, whenever you have doubts in your mind about a certain track, if you put your heart, or if you have fun, or if you have like some type of imagination that you think that has been completed with that project that you're doing, just go ahead and drop it. The worst thing that can possibly happen when dropping a song like that you feel like you don't have any expectations of, or you think it's not up to par. I feel like the best thing to do is just drop it, and the worst thing that could possibly happen is just that you have people criticizing you or telling you that it's ass, which really shouldn't be a big thing, because uh I think nowadays a lot of artists a lot of up and coming artists, I would say, not the main artists, but the ones that are up and coming and the ones that are doing music and trying it out for the first time, they have to realize that criticism comes with making art. That's just what comes with it. You can't make music, or you can't make portraits, or you can't make movies, or do anything entertainment wise without people criticizing you. You have to have a backbone for that. So just drop it. You might have people that'll be like, I see the vision. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you were going for. And I feel like I vibe to this, or, they might say a little thing that you can work on. But at the end of the day, somebody is going to like it regardless, no matter if they say something or not. But all in all, I think that everybody has moments where they feel like, man, this song is just ass, man. I just need to just keep this in and try to work on it some more. But it's just a vibe. If you feel like the vibe has been completed to the T, and you still feel that way, then just drop it. Just drop the song. Like I said, criticism comes with it. You have to have a backbone to handle that criticism. That's the most important thing. And I feel like if you have that, then having a fear of a song being trash, or if you think a song is trash, would be irrelevant at that point.
Totally get it. Yeah, that's one of the main things, man. Like I said before I did this, I was a full time DJ, part time high schooler. That's what I like to say. But
Uh-huh.
I spent majority of my years working on stuff, and the criticism came heavily. And there were some days where I was like, I don't even want to drop this, and then I'll have like a handful of people be like, dude, just drop it. It is what it is. And one of my air quote worst mixes became one of my most played videos.
Exactly.
And it's one of the things where like sometimes you need to make yourself feel like shit for others to tell you like, yo, you're acting dumb. Like check, actually, like open up your eyes and look at it.
Hmm.
Now, with that being said, is there any and this might be, I don't know, maybe towing the line in the sense of like your music, but is
Hmm.
there a specific track or like project that you worked on with somebody that you felt like you could have done it solo, or did you need that person to help you on that track, like for like synergy wise?
Hmm. There's been a few tracks where I feel like I needed a feature on. Actually, on uh, Never Was the Same. There's a track with Tuck Too Sharp, part of WDFA. Um, that's it's called Dip Part Two, and I have Dip Part One that's on SoundCloud, which I was just talking about before. And I wanted to make a Dip Part Two because apparently, like, a lot of the fans loved it, or a lot of the listeners loved it,
Yeah.
and they were asking like, "Yo, can you make a part two?" Anytime, and I was just like, I'll think about it. That song was just a throwaway. It was just something that I made, during my downtime when I was just trying to have some fun, and we'll see, right? So when I was writing to it, I was like, it would be even better if I had somebody else that could match the vibe of the song just as well as I did, what I'm saying, in the first one. And can execute it to make it where it doesn't lose its value, because a lot of people make remixes or different parts towards a song that they have a lot of fans like loving or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like whenever they do something like that, like you said before, they change the whole vibe of the song, where it's not keeping its foundation. You know what I mean? It loses what it had before, which gravitated a lot of those people to listen to that song and love that song as much as they do, and it brings a whole new vibe to it. And I tend to not do that as much, because I do that sometimes, but I do it on occasions, because I feel like some songs you need to do that, but you have to know what song to do that with and how people feel about that song, which is very important. I preach this enough. You have to make sure that your fans, or you have to make sure that you're studying what your fans like about a certain track. You know what I mean? But to get back onto the question, uh, I feel like there's always going to be songs that I make that I feel like I'm gonna need help on, or I feel like I should have been a part of. And whenever I have the opportunity, uh, instead of just feeling like, damn, I should have this better, or if I do a verse to a song and I feel like, damn, I could have extended this more, or I could have did it better. I just have to remind myself that while I was writing this was part of why I was writing up to this part, or why I wrote this much to a verse or to a song.
Yeah.
So I don't have any regrets when it comes to uh, you know verses that, or songs that I should have done better on. I just take that experience that I gathered from that, and just make sure that I apply it to the next song that I make. And as far as anybody else that I felt like I should have took off a song or anything like that, or just felt like, I don't feel like I pick people to be on certain songs because I know that their vibe will match the same energy, so I don't ever put myself in a position where I'm like, fuck, I should have picked somebody different, because whoever I pick, I make sure that they're perfect for that vibe, or they're perfect for that song. So uh, there's no need for anybody to feel any
Yeah.
certain type of way. They were perfect for that song, regardless.
Perfect. Perfect. The reason why I asked that is because you're actually one of the older people that I've interviewed, and
Hmm.
especially you have the years of experience and the years of transitioning into who you are now, what you became,
Hmm.
and compared to different artists that I've listened to, either in downhill or just in general, your tracks are longer, your stories are more vivid, they're more written out and played out. Um,
Hmm.
it seems like like you said, there's a purpose, there's a reason why you wrote so much for this said track,
Hmm.
and um, you know, given given in today's generation when it comes to music, it's retention rate, and damn, this song is still playing. Like, damn, like,
Yeah.
where's the next track? What? Because if it ain't a minute 30, if I can't play it on a TikTok, if I can't do this, why the fuck am I playing it? You got
Right.
about 2.5 to 3 minute songs, but the whole time I'm bobbing my head, I'm bumping it, I'm listening to it, and then
Hmm.
there's other ones where I'm like, damn, that's it. Like, I wish there was more.
Right.
Um, and then you talked about the different genres and stuff that you hop from back and forth, and don't want to get on any super controversial topics, but
We can, by the way. We can. I'm not afraid
uh,
of those.
okay, cool. Um, just this generation and labeling yourself as a certain genre artist. What where do you see yourself as now as an artist? Like what do you consider yourself right now in a genre category, and why?
Mhm. That's a very great question to ask me, because uh, I kind of put myself in a position as a hybrid, and that's the
Okay.
title that I take, because of the simple fact that no matter what style you may hear me on one song, especially when it comes to like albums or EP or mixtapes or things of that nature. Sometimes you might hear 2 or 3 tracks where the vibe is like storytelling, or um, I'm painting a picture of a certain type of setting that I was once in, and I'm just explaining my experience with it. But other times you might hear me, which you will hear soon. I will disclose that later on. But
Okay.
there's some songs that I will get a different vibe on. I feel like the biggest inspiration that I have to actually handle as a hybrid and master that technique as much as I possibly can into getting into different genres was which is my biggest idol and artist, which is XXX Tentacion.
Okay.
Um, I feel like he was one of the greatest examples of a hybrid artist, because a lot of people were calling him, like a metal rapper, or they were saying that he fit the description as a screamo artist or things of that nature. But if you look at his whole discography, his music wasn't just set on one thing. It was set on a lot of things, and it inspired me to not be afraid to reach out to different type of genres,
Yeah.
so that I'm not put in a box. You know what I mean? Because a lot of artists tend to seem like once they hit a certain milestone in that style that they're using, they put themselves in a position where if they try anything different, their fans will be looking at them crazy, like, "Bro, what are you doing? This
Yeah.
isn't you. What are you doing?" So it looks at them different. Whereas me, I can probably get on a neo soul type of song, and I could either spit or try my best to harmonize, because Lord knows I can't sing, but I could try, right? I could try.
As long as you try, and that's if you make the effort,
Exactly.
you never know.
Exactly. You never know. And that's the thing. I feel like that's one of my greatest strengths, of not being afraid to reach my hand out to accept, criticism whenever I do something different. So that way I can use that knowledge or whatever that person told me, or a group of people that have the same type of criticism, and I use that as fuel to make sure that the next track that I ever do, that I will do, that's similar to that one. I do it and perfect it in a way where it's like that isn't an issue anymore. you know and if there are more issues, then I'll handle them accordingly in the next song and the next song. So um I feel like the hybrid title is pretty much something that I would put myself in a category, even though right now I feel like the main style that I'm going for is pretty much just like rap, like hip hop, trap,
Okay.
a little bit of drill here and there. But best believe you will hear me branching out to different type of genres. So that title that I gave myself will actually fit. You know.
So I should be expecting to be able to put your music on somebody's like sturdy dance video, and then it should be perfectly fine when you do your drill shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, okay, yeah. That's actually kind of dope that you brought up X, because um, you have that exactly what you said is that prime example of him being super wild, violent, and arrogant one moment, to the next thing you know, you have like Jocelyn Flores, and then you're just sitting here, you're like, oh shit.
hmm
And PNB, rest in peace. He even said, he goes he had the voice, it cracks here and there. He goes, but he tried. Like you said, like if you don't try, you never know. And
Exactly.
prime example, Kez, the one who started all of this for the interviews, he just dropped his hyperpop, track, his summer stuff,
hmm
and that's a whole different side of Kez that nobody's really seen unless you fucking with him in voice chats and watching his Twitch streams. So it's like you've had his dark moments, you've had his ignorant moments, and then now you have this melodic, nice breeze shit you can bop your head to, with your girl.
Right.
And And I would definitely love to, my goal for the end of this is to have a full like downhill playlist that I'm gonna make on Spotify. And I'm just being like, anytime y'all drop some new shit, if it's fire, I'm adding it to the playlist. So at this point, I'm gonna be the Anthony Fantano of this Discord server, and I'm gonna be real as fuck. Like Keys has already jumped my shit for the tier list that I already made of haven't heard, gonna listen to later. And he, like I told you, like he's like, nah, we're gonna sit the fuck down and listen to it now. So I'm gonna just start grabbing tracks, and if I fuck with it, dope, it's gonna go on the playlist. And I already know Wally's gonna jump my shit. Keys is ready to jump my shit. Kez is gonna probably go off on me because he's fucking tired of tier lists. But like just in general though, like it just shows that yes, these things matter, but they don't matter because at the end of the day, that one person doesn't define your career or your music making experience. It's like a food critic.
Yeah.
You know, this one motherfucker might not have the same palate as you, but when you have your restaurant filled with people 24/7, you know you're doing something right.
Exactly.
Same thing here. Like, people haven't really fully heard of Downhill, but they know you. They know Kez. They know Wally. They know, everybody in their own way. So you still have your listeners and you still have your requests here and there. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is what these podcasts are for, to branch out for new people, or for new people or old people to be like, oh shit, that's right, I gotta check to see what else they dropped recently, yada, yada, yada. And, but, since, like I said, you are being the older, the older one in this, how do you feel when it comes to the criticisms like that? Like, do you take it on the chin, or has there been like that one where you're like, damn, I really fucking worked hard on this, and this one is just rubbing me the wrong way?
So when it comes to criticism, the one thing that I always remind myself, because Lord knows, I always have people giving me criticism, rather it's informative or negative, regardless of the fact, I always take criticism. Actually, if anything, I feel like I'm the one person that will ask for any type of criticism when it comes to my music, especially around the people that I'm around, as of late. Hanging out with members of WDFA, my brothers in Downhill, my family, of course, and Downhill. I love them guys. They let me know if anything that I put out or anything that I need to, that I'm eventually will drop. They'll let me know if I need to work on anything, or they'll tell me if something is hot or not. But the main thing that I always keep noted is that regardless of the negative feedback or just the harsh criticism, at the end of the day, as long as I keep my peace of mind or my mindset and that goal of just making making music for the ones that listen to my music and want me to succeed and want me to um, continue to make great and amazing music, I keep those people in my mind because I don't want to let those guys down. And regardless if I make it or not, or if I stay underground, or if I branch out and I end up doing things, in the future that will put me in a better position, the hunger of making sure that my listeners are satisfied with every track keeps me motivated regardless. So, even with this mindset, I tend to try to spread that out to the Downhill members as well, and I try my best to let them know, like, man, look, if it's just criticism, if it's criticism that you can actually learn from, take that information and adapt it to whatever project you're putting out. You know what I'm saying, that you're putting out next, or that you're going to put out next. But never let anybody get the best of you just because of their opinion, because at the end of the day, it's still their opinion. And that's what music
Facts.
generally is. So, with that in mind, and out of all the years of me making music, I finally got a permanent understanding of what that is. So when it comes to like people being negative on SoundCloud, which I've had in the past, and that's a crazy thing too. The most criticism that I think I've ever had from anybody as of late was probably Shofu and Matt when they was reviewing Dip Part 2 or
I was
Dip
just
1.
about to bring them up. I'm like, I'm
Oh,
like,
go ahead.
that's the thing. Like, there's criticism, but then there's Matt and Shofu criticism, where there's the like they'll find a million different fucking ways in the urban thesaurus to call your shit ass or trash, or do like a fucking Dr. Seuss rhyme, like that whole Schwabity thing, and like
Oh yeah.
they went after that one dude, and they kept bringing up like, yo, is this sundress season? Because all I see is ass. This is straight ass.
I was there
Like,
for that.
yeah, so there's regular criticism, there's internet criticism where it's like, yeah, your music's trash, plus you're black, racist shit, and then there's Matt and Shofu, like, just fucking tag team roast session. Like the mental state that you have to be in to prepare for that shit. Like, that's not for the faintest of people. That, like, you have to be a specific breed to sit there and take it and then be like, okay, I gotta do better next time. Because I know motherfuckers that, like, that is make it or break it for them.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's one thing that I applaud Shofu and Matt on. A lot of people may disagree with this, but I applaud Shofu and Matt, and that's why I rock with them as much as I do, and hang out in Discord. But the main reason why I applaud them for that is because, for one, a lot of people believe that making music is just a marketing scheme or just a way to, put music out just to generate views, and they just they don't think of it as seriously as artists like myself and people and the members of Downhill and WDFA. We take music seriously to the point where even if it is harsh criticism, there's still criticism in that harsh, in whatever they're saying.
Yeah.
So the main part is you have to realize that, yes, you do have to have thick skin. Yes, I mean, granted, I was born in Detroit, Michigan, where people will boo the fuck out of you if your shit is trash. They will let you know, all right? That goes for anybody. You could be a stand-up comedian. If your shit not funny, nigga, you not funny, all right? I don't know if I can say nigga in this podcast.
You good.
Oh, okay. Nigga, if your shit ain't funny, your shit ain't funny. Facts, all right? And that's how it is in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? And we always keep shit 100. So I think that's probably a reason why I'm so easy to, regardless of whatever people think of my music, if they give me criticism for me to work on, best believe that I will use that information as an experience and take that to the next project so I don't make the same mistakes again. And people don't have that mindset. That mindset is definitely important whenever you're creating art, no matter what it is. So with that mindset, when it comes to people like Shofu and Matt, it also breaks down who's actually an artist and who's not. You know what I mean? Because if you're an actual artist and Shofu tells you your shit is trash, and the whole chat in the streams are telling you your shit is ass, then a real artist will be like, okay, bet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the fuck up this next track. I'm going to do whatever it takes that whenever Shofu ends up listening to my music, or Matt listens to my music, or Kez listen to my music, or anybody in downhill listen to my music, I'm gonna make sure that they bob their head, they fuck with the song, and they tell me that it's great or anything above. So with that, I think that's important. That's very, very important, and that should be the key to handling those type of people. Now, as far as the internet trolls and the people that always, be saying shit just to be saying shit, it is what it is. They're still gonna be here. There's gonna be people like that till the day of time. Hell, there was people criticizing Beethoven, saying that his shit wasn't crazy.
Yo, I've seen that shit, or like I know it's a troll thing, but like on TikTok, it's like Beethoven versus fucking Playboy Cardi, and
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck, like? But there's some people who like they live that shit, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
there's something wrong with that. But no, I completely understand. Like, yeah, there's always going to be the online criticism. Shit, like to this day, I'll go through my videos, and there'll be like that one person. It's like, oh, not enough this, or you spent 10 minutes to talk about this one thing, and it's like, well, that's what they wanted to hear. This is what the topic was. I'm sorry that I didn't go on a fucking ADHD rant and just spent 10 minutes talking about 30 different topics. Like, it is what it is.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, you have to have a really thick skin for it. But at the end of the day, you take that criticism and you rock with it. You don't take it and then be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm never making music again. Shofu ruined music for me. Matt bullied me. And it's like, yes, they roasted you, but they also talked about real shit on what you can do better. Now it's your opportunity. Now it was like they gave you the ball, and you're either gonna take it or you're gonna fucking fumble it.
Exactly. And one thing I will say too to add on to that is the people that who go on Twitter and make these rants about people that they've sent their music to react to and give feedback to. You have to realize one thing, right? You sent your music to these people to react to and give their criticism and their feedback to you for you to actually take back and be like, okay, either I need to continue doing this or I need to switch some shit up. So you can't be mad at anybody but yourself if your music isn't likable or you can't, or it's not gaining a lot of attraction because people don't think it's good or not. You have to be able to take whatever somebody is saying to you and apply it to a sense where it shows growth. Because if somebody sent their music to me and I tell them, hey, bro, I'm going to let you know right now this ain't it. And this is the reason why. And I give you A, B, C, D of why this song isn't hitting the way it's supposed to hit. And you take that and you go on Twitter and you fucking rant for fucking hours upon your day. Just lets me know what type of artist you are.
Yep.
And people and the artists in the music industry look at that and be like, bro, that's
never
bitch shit.
never want to work with you and never want to listen to your shit. Like,
exactly. And you ruin your networking. And that's a huge thing. If you take a song and you go crazy in the next song after somebody criticizes that last one and you go ape shit, best believe that there's going to be people like, okay, I like this guy. He took what I said, he applied it. Or, he did what he did the best that he could. And I seen him trying. Okay, let me go ahead and see if I can help this person. Or, let me see. I'm going to just keep track of this dude and see what more this guy brings to the table later on. You know what I mean? And that will help your relationships with artists, producers, and everybody in this industry. Because you're not going to make it that far if you're a sensitive piece of shit. I'm going to just be honest with you. That shit doesn't work here.
Prime example is I'm Dante. He made a little rant on one of his streams because people were donating, $10-15. He'd be like, yo, listen to my track, like it's fire. And then the moment he's like, okay, it's not fire for these reasons, they're like, yo, but I gave you money, like why couldn't you praise it a little bit more? And he's like, you didn't pay me to suck your dick. You paid me to give you an honest opinion, and you did it on stream. He's like,
and you
didn't go to my business email. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You paid the money. We reacted to it live, and we dissected it.
Right. And you know what the crazy part is the fact that they are in those streams because when you go to a stream like I'm Dante, Shofu, or anybody that reacts to music, Kez, or any of those people that actually react to music, for a fact that once you put your money in, you know what you're putting yourself into, because you're not the first person that you donated to or that somebody donated to listen to their music. They been in that stream long enough to know that if your shit is trash, they are going to tell you why your shit is trash. Now, if you want to go ahead and pay somebody to dick suck your music, there's a plenty of people that will take your money just to say that your song is hot or great or whatever. But the people that's actually going to give you the truth, you can't be mad at. And the people that are mad at that is exactly what I said earlier. It ruins that relationship with
Yep.
that person, with other people who are watching or listening, and they're gonna look at you like, "Oh, this guy's an emotional wreck. We're not gonna fuck with this person at all." And you
He's
don't
like,
want
and
that.
you're calling me pussy? No, that's not what we're doing here. It's
That's
just
what
like,
I'm saying.
no,
I
it's
mean, people should
true.
know better, man. People should know better. It's
You
it's
take
it's part of the game. It's part of the learning curve of figuring out what type of artist you are, and that's important. You can't just fall to criticism and let your emotions run over. And people tend to do that a lot.
right. So we're wrapping up here towards the end. So I have one final question, and this can probably make it could possibly make it the longest podcast for Downhill, or you have one straight answer and that's it. But you talked
Hmm.
about how gaming influence your music and your creativity.
Hmm.
Now, I need you to give me your top 3 games that you've either replayed for the story, for the OST, or for the overall message. And
Mm.
then tell me, like, from those 3 games, that one game that you were like, yo, I can make bars out of bars for this. That's
Oh
not
man.
League of Legends related, because you already talked about.
Okay. This is a very great question. Okay, so for the first one, I'm gonna go ahead and say U.S. Navy SEALs. Number one reason right off the bat, the online experience back in the day when you play on PlayStation 2 with the headset and you were able to connect your PlayStation 2 online and being able to play with other people, especially as young as I was a crazy experience, right? Not only just because of the gameplay, but just because I was able to play this game that I love so much with other people, for the first time. And that was like one of the first games that I actually played shooter wise, that I played online with other people. Now the second reason why I like that game is because the OST in that game is fucking phenomenal. The orchestras the conductor that orchestrated those pieces in different scenarios of the game itself are fucking crazy, and I'm so proud that I work with a whole bunch of producers that know how to like make crazy ass beats out of anything. Shout out Omar and Natsu specifically, because those are the two producers that I have been rocking with as of late, and for a long period of time.
Mhm.
Natsu for a long period of time, but I just started working with Omar recently. Um, but I'm so glad that I could work with these producers, because for one, they're bringing the dream that I had in my mind for different type of songs to life. And you might hear a certain song later on. It might not be in a certain project that's coming very, very soon, but sometime along the line you're gonna hear a verse between me and somebody that everybody knows here very, very shortly after.
Okay,
So
okay.
I so be very, very tuned in for a feature that you guys will know and love, and I know the song is going to be fucking amazing. Shout out to Omar for making the beat out of the sample from SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs, and I'm glad to bring that dream to life. Now the second game that I would say, ooh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say Kingdom Hearts. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say the series because I can't pick one or two or three right off the back of my head as better than, or the other sub games that
Yeah.
continue the story. But the main reason why I love Kingdom Hearts, besides the gameplay, um, happens to be the story. I like the story for the sense of just a kid from nowhere pretty much turns his life around when he's come across adversity.
Yeah.
Or this is how I'm not going to say this is how the game lore worked or anything like
Nobody
that?
knows how the lore works. It just works.
Because you have to make it your own at that point, especially with a game like Kingdom Hearts. Because you may think that the story is about a heart, you may think it's about doors, you may think it's about a key, which technically it is, but you may think it's a whole bunch of things. But I interpreted the story as a kid from an island who's going against all odds to save and protect the people that he loved and cared for and try to make the world a better place, which used to be my dream when it comes to this music. And which another reason why I like X as much as I do is because that was sort of his turnaround dream was once he realized how big of an impact his music was hitting upon his fans and how he was changing people's mindsets when it comes to dealing with things of that nature, like adversity and struggling with life itself and going through things like that. I appreciate the fact that there's positivity in darkness. You know what I mean? No matter if you embodied darkness yourself, there's still positivity out of that. It just depends on the choices that you make as a human being, which is one of the main reasons and main pieces of why I love that game so much, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah, and the OST, of course, fucking amazing in that game as
Yes,
well.
always.
The third game that I would say that I enjoy so much, Borderlands 3. No,
Oh,
actually, yeah, I'll say Borderlands 3. Yeah. Now,
oh,
the reason why I like Borderlands 3, and I'm a fan of the Borderlands series entirely, like the Telltale games, Borderlands 1, 2, 3, even the prequel, which sucked fucking ass. I enjoyed completely. The reason why I enjoyed Borderlands 3 specifically, though, was because of, for one, the character design in that game is fucking phenomenal. I love Moses' character design. I love the fact that um, she interacts with this type of I just want to shoot people, just give me my money and let me shoot people type of feel. And
yeah.
then she has some type of military experience, but she's turned into a vault hunter because of A, B, and C. And there's a whole lore that she keeps to herself at sometimes that hasn't been shown yet or has been shown, but maybe they're Easter eggs that you have to experience in the game. There's a lot of things about Moe's that you can love, but her specifically, um, as a character, resonates a lot with the morals that I live with in life. So, and it matches. I think like my personality and her personality matches a little bit, in some sort of degree. Um, the OST in that game is okay. I'm not gonna say they have a lot of pieces, but it's Borderlands. The dialogue is pretty much what I'm there for. The
Yeah.
quirkiness, the jokes, the dry humor,
The one-liners and shit.
the one-liners, just simple shit makes me giggle from time to time, and it still does to this day. Even though I beat that game a billion fucking times, I love that game. So yeah, I would say those are my top three for right that I could think of right now on the spot.
That's actually really good, like good answers. And
Hmm.
yeah, that's it, folks. Like things like that. It's once again, I always say this in every podcast. It's good to dive into the brains of your artists, because at the end of the day, you can just listen to the music and be like, "Damn, I know everything there is about them." And then you ask a question, what's their favorite game? What's this? And they're like, "Well, they rapped about this, so it has to be that." And like, honestly, it's not.
Hmm.
The bars worked well, and that worked. It just worked for that moment. But
Yeah.
now you got SOCOM, Navy SEALs, Kingdom Hearts, and Borderlands. I don't think anybody in the fucking world would like dig that answer out of their fucking pocket and be like, "Yep, here you go."
Yeah,
But
I tend to shock a lot of people with certain answers that they give me questions for. My mindset is all over the place at times, so it just wins for most of the time. But overall, if I'm just basing overall, those three games pretty much mean a lot to me, especially you know, those three games. You know, even though there's more games that I really do enjoy, like Counter Strike. I think Counter Strike is one of those games that, um, even though I went professionally, I played professionally in Counter Strike 1.6 and a long time ago.
Oh, so you
Um,
toxic. Gotcha.
yeah, I'm not Black Ops toxic, but I am Counter Strike toxic. So I don't know if there's a difference, you know what I'm saying, in between the two, but
I mean, you play
yeah.
Counter Strike and League, so I don't know, dog.
Yeah, and I play Valorant too, which
Oh,
yeah. But I will say out of the people that I play Valorant with, because I play with a lot of people, um, including members of WDFA. I play with them a lot when it comes to like Valorant and those type of shooter games and things like that. Actually, they're the ones that's actually getting me back into Pokemon, to be honest with you. So there's like a lot of games that I play, but you know, those three just resonate a lot in my life. You know what I mean? It comes with, you know, a lot of things that I had to deal with, as, such as like family issues and life experiences, and you know, just trying to figure out where I want to go while creating. You
yeah.
know, those three
No,
games resonate a lot. You know,
that's good. That's good, man. Well, Nevah, thank you so much
no
for
problem.
letting me interview you.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
we do already have a list of people that are going to be interviewed next, which next will be Trey Dog, and then we have a very, very, very special person that goes all the way back to Kez Part 2 and Wally. We're finally gonna have motherfucking Grax on here.
It's about fucking time.
It's like 6 months been trying to get this motherfucker, but we finally getting him. But I gotta ask, who do you want me to interview next?
Out of downhill.
Yeah, who are you calling out?
Let's see. I would say Wally, but Wally done this already, and I was there for it. Um, so if it's not Wally, I want to know. You know what? It's between either Los TK.
Which we did Los. We did Los before
Oh
you.
yeah, we did. That's right. That's right. Okay, so you did Los already. I remember that now. I just had a brain fart. Um, you know what? Have you done Karoy yet?
No, I haven't.
I want to know Karoy.
Want to know
That
Karoy?
sexy motherfucker. Yeah.
All right. This is you got a good minute to shout out whoever you want to shout out, promote whatever you want to promote.
All right. Well, once again, this is your boy Never Forever, Eastside's very own in Detroit. I want to give a shout out to Downhill as a group, as a family, as a mob. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue to keep doing what we've been doing. Let's keep shitting on these motherfuckers that think that they better than us. On God. Shout out to WDFA for helping me experience a lot of things with this music. Shout out Shofu for bringing me into this community. Shout out Kaz for even listening to me and giving me an opportunity to shine. I appreciate you, my boy. And most important thing, remember, folks, to always keep it forever hold your peace of mind. And if you don't, I'm gonna beat your ass with a baseball bat.
All right, guys. Once again, that's been Nevah. Definitely check out his music. The link will be in the description down below for the Never Was the Same EP. I'm DJ PRS, and that's Downhill. We'll catch you on the next fucking podcast. Deuces.
Later.
Hey! You already know, man. Thanks for watching. If you like that shit, you fucked with that shit, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. We motherfucking lit. If you like the music you heard in the intro and the outros, that's me. Links to my Spotify will be in the description along with everything else. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh boy, this shit banging.
Oh my god, I can't believe you said those things about me, yeah. Those things about me, yeah.